Hello, welcome to Apocalypse Athlete. This is why I train my way. So, if you've seen any of my videos previously, you will know that I train in all sorts of ways. So, before I tell you why I train the way I do, I will tell you how I train. So, first, I train at night and at home. I only train 4 days a week, and I combine a little bit of power building, strongman exercises, and a small bit of CrossFit. I guess somewhat close to a hybrid athlete. I don't know, just feels weird to say. I train the way I train. So that's how, and now the why. So first, I train as a father. My top priority when it comes to training, other than being healthy, is to be able to protect my children at any cost, or be able to function in a way that benefits my family. This definitely helps me find motivation when I am lacking. I always want to be able to be there for my children, especially physically, if I have to. Next, as I already said before, I train to be healthy. Exercising alone is already way more beneficial than not exercising at all. In my opinion, if you aren't healthy, and you should be able to tell whether you are or aren't, if you aren't healthy and you have a family, you're a liability. For me, as a father, I need to be able to protect my children, and I need to be able to function in such a way that helps my children live a better life. That not only includes just doing chores, but also being able to play with my kids. They certainly have a lot of energy. But other than that, being healthy also means you will have a better way of life. From what I've seen, a lot of people that put themselves second, at least with their health, they definitely have a lower quality of life. I've definitely noticed a difference from when I was a teenager to now, because I was a lot less healthy when I was a teenager. My quality of life is just so much better. Just being able to function, thinking, just enjoying myself, who I am. So next is why I train at night and why I do it in a shipping container. So first, I train late at night because it is a guaranteed time for me. I cannot depend on any times in the mornings because my job, which is driving a cement mixer, it starts at different times every single day. In the winter, it's not too bad. I could probably do mornings, but pretty much when it starts warming up, I have to be up early as hell. So training at night gives me a guaranteed time every single day, or at least 4 days a week, to be able to train. And with that scheduling, I feel a bit better knowing exactly when and where I will be training. I'm also already not a morning person as it is. So training at night just kind of gives me something to do at night, because I'll be awake anyway. And it helps me sleep better too. I have tried training early in the morning with this job. I have noticed that after work I am super tired compared to training at night. And then the next day after work I'm just more awake as it is. When I was in the Army, I used to train every morning starting at around 3 a.m. and work was at usually 5 or 6 every morning. But nowadays I am no longer 18. Being a 25-year-old, it makes more sense for me to be able to train at night. As for the shipping container, well, I prefer to make excuses as to why I should train rather than making excuses to not train. Having a shipping container makes it really, really easy to train, especially when it's raining out or it's cold. I can put a heater in there, or just whenever the weather is just shitty, I can't use weather as an excuse. I'll always have the container. It just makes things 1,000 times easier. Don't get me wrong though, I love going to commercial gyms. It's a lot of fun, just the atmosphere itself. I love it. But there is something else about having my home gym, and especially with it being in a shipping container, it's just a whole different kind of motivation. Definitely a different mindset nowadays compared to 5 years ago. No matter what happens, I know that my gym will be going with me wherever I go. And on top of that, actually, if there's ever a snow day, I live in the Northeast. There is a lot of snow in the winter, usually. If I can't go to work, you can bet your ass I'm still going to get my workout in. So it definitely helps with the excuses. And because it's all made of metal, no Wi-Fi, no service, definitely helps with the distractions from the old phone. As for training 4 days a week only, I do that mainly to save time and recover. When I was in the Army, I beat the hell out of my body. I trained for 6 days a week, every week. About an hour, maybe an hour and a half for lifting. And on top of that, I did a second workout 6 days a week usually. Some kind of conditioning or cardio, a lot of rucking, or my favorite was sprints or shuttle runs. Not too often did I just run for distance. I should have. But that was usually around 12 to 15 hours every single week, just exercising. I kept up with it, and I did a lot to make sure my body did too, at least recovery-wise, but it definitely took a toll mentally. I was in great shape, not too much better than I am now, but mentally it made things really hard. I had a very bad obsession with it. I know that now, but if I missed one day, it ruined my mood for the rest of the week, and I would play catch up. So there were some weeks when I worked out 7 days a week for like 3 or 4 weeks straight if I missed a couple days one week. Definitely not the best mentality. But right now I feel as if I have found the perfect balance between work, home life, the business, and exercising. 4 days a week gives me 3 days to recover or get other things done, or just, have a little bit of time off. If I get more time with the kids, then I'll spend more of that time with them, just enjoy life, other than exercising and working out. With that being said, I do work 50 to 60 hours every week just for my driving job. So this is completely doable for the average person, 4 days a week. I train roughly 30 to 45 minutes for my lifts, and anywhere from 15 to 45 minutes of cardio. Usually runs or rucks. I haven't really done sprints in a minute, but I do plan on getting back into it. So as said before, I train a bunch of different styles, whether it's power building, strength training, strongman, bodybuilding type stuff. I do a lot of it just because of my goals. I'm not trying to be just strong. I'm not trying to just have endurance. I'm trying to be somewhere in the middle and then building from there with each one. My business being Apocalypse Athlete, I strive towards being ready for anything, physically at least. Or at least that's the point of this. So it's pretty obvious as to why I need strength. So I train that. For probably about a quarter of my workouts is strength training. Endurance, another big part, especially with cardio, but also muscular endurance. As for strongman training, I do a lot of, I guess you could say, kind of odd lifts, farmer's carries, fireman carries, a lot of carries, and other strongman movements. I've just noticed that they kind of complement my other lifts. They pretty much they carry over into everything. Strongman training benefits you in a lot of different ways. I did say I do a little bit of CrossFit training. I mostly mean in the sense of like functional exercises, and I don't do that because functional exercises are better than other exercises. I believe every exercise is functional in a way, but I like a lot of exercises that CrossFit uses, and some of them are just fun. So I'm a firm believer in spicing up your workouts every now and then, because it doesn't have to be boring. It doesn't have to suck all the time. You should push yourself, but if you can keep yourself interested and push yourself, then it's a win-win. You'll look forward to your workouts every day. I know I do. And that's why pretty much all of my programs aren't too set in stone. The only thing I really do have that's pretty much set in stone right now is because I do train 4 days a week. I pretty much always do an upper body, lower body split. The only thing I really change is the main lifts for each day. So for my 2 upper body days, one will be more chest focused, so a bench press for my main lift for strength, and for my second upper body day it will be either rows or weighted pull-ups. As for my lower body days, it is usually going to be one day is deadlifts for my strength exercise, and for the second lower body day it'll be squats or heavy lunges. And that's another thing too, those days can also change. I will keep it usually somewhat close to those exercises, but sometimes I'll change out my deadlift days for my farmer's carries day. Just keep it more interesting. And like I said with the squats, sometimes I'll do heavy lunges instead. I love doing lunges. Sometimes after a long ass day at work, I'm just not in the mood at all to do some heavy ass squats, but I like to get in a good solid leg workout. And I noticed I can really hammer in some lunges. I love lunges. My idea behind all of the way I train is basically I need to lift a lot. I need to lift a lot for a distance. I need to lift a lot for a certain distance for a long time. And I need to be able to do all of that often. I'm not looking to be the strongest. I'm not looking to be the fastest. I'm not looking to be able to move the furthest, but I'm looking to be able to have a balance of it all. And you can still always build on each one and get better every day. So that's pretty much how I train, and why. I'm not the best at any of this. There are definitely experts on strength training, experts on endurance, experts on everything I talked about that know a hell of a lot more than I do and are probably better at it. But I am looking to be as good as possible at all that I can as far as training for at least what I believe I should be ready for. You don't have to be the best at everything to start, and, well, usually you need to start somewhere before you get good at anything. So if you're watching this now and still watching it, start training, do what you can with what you got, get as ready as you can, and improve from there. As always, if you have watched this to the end, thank you for watching. Any questions or comments, leave them below. I'll make a video about it if needed, or answer them. Again, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. See y'all hopefully next week.